my name is Marisol. So I'm going to start with a question. Raise your hand if you hate driving through potholes. Everyone does. But we don't really realize the effects that it has in our economy. So my proposition is that the failure to approach potholes threatens the financial future of the local government. With that being said, my main supporting claims are: 1, potholes costs are substantial; 2, legislation issues cost cities millions; and 3, prioritizing potholes will protect the citizens. So for my first claim, potholes are substantial. Potholes cause vehicle damages. So even though most drivers are told to drive or steer around the potholes, it is well, you guys know.
Inevitable.
Yeah. So some potholes are hard to see from a distance, so you are bound to pass by them. This has caused many vehicle damages. So people are paying money to fix their vehicles because of this. So according to Jana Tatwell, Manager of Public and Government Affairs for AAA Insurance, said that in the past 5 years, 60 million drivers across the country have suffered pothole damage to their vehicles, with problems ranging from tire punctures, bent wheels, to more expensive suspension damage. She said on average, American drivers reported paying about $300 to repair pothole-related vehicle damage during the 5-year period. So it's very expensive to our vehicles. Now my second point is potholes can lead to roads being closed due to limited resources. So some cities decide to close some roads because they don't have enough money to fix the roads, so they decide to just close them, which that leads to people having to go through different roads, and that leads to more traffic, and it can have delays whether they go to work or school. And my second quote by Times Leader: for the past 2 winters, DOT officials have closed a 2-mile stretch of parkway between Lakeside Beach State Park and Route 89 in Carson, Charles County. By not plowing and salting there, the state saves about $70,000 a year. This means that they don't fix the roads just so they can save money. Now my second main point is that legislation issues could cost cities millions. And that goes with potholes can cause city residents to spend large amounts of money. When we do our taxes, some of the money being taken away goes to fixing these roads. So that having said, not only are people having to spend their money on taxes, but they have to spend money on fixing their cars because of the potholes. So, so my second quote is that by the article of the Daily Republic, quotes that it's bad enough to get the mechanic's bill of $300 or $800 or $1,200 or more. Even worse, if that expenses imposes new debt on motorist who needs his or her car to go to work. So this basically means that the drivers have to pay out of their pocket because of the damages that they receive from these potholes. Now, another code that I have is with the money that these city residents have, cities are able to pay for some maintenance because of the taxes. But even that is a lot of money for each of the residents. Some cities, the USA Today states that a city like Oklahoma City alone spends $1 million a year to repair as many as 900 potholes. Now, my second claim is that people's tax money might not be able to be used to fix the roads. Some people claim that the government doesn't use their money wisely, so it's not going to fixing the roads. My third claim is that prioritizing potholes will protect the citizens. So potholes cause many fatal accidents, and the code is that potholes can cause truck accidents and motorcycle accidents in addition to poor road conditions that often result in serious and car accidents injuries. So this means that no matter what, these potholes are still going to be dangerous. Like, for instance, in my personal opinion, what happened to me is that I was in a freeway and my tire popped because of the pothole, so I had to merge into the edge, and that was pretty dangerous and scary. In conclusion, I believe that the awareness of potholes should be stated, and people should know that people should be aware that that these potholes should be noted because it's gonna just damage it in the long run.
Well, I'm still a little stuck on what the issue here is. I know the subject is potholes, and I know that they are dangerous and they create problems. I'm not sure anybody would dispute that. In fact, at the very beginning, when you do this audience survey, I think you recognize almost immediately that everybody perceives potholes as not a good thing. So if everybody agrees that it's not a good thing, and you agree that it's not a good thing, what is it that is in dispute? What's the controversy on this? There might be some controversy about what our spending priorities are, that the states or the localities are not spending enough money to address that issue. The closest I heard to anything that kind of fit into that category was this one example of a Department of Transportation closing a particular road and not using snow plows or salt or something on that in order to save, I think it was either $7,000 or $70,000 a year. How that's related to potholes was not very clear, and the notion that then suggests that there is reason to believe that they're not spending a sufficient amount of money to address those issues, I think is problematic. My guess is that local politicians especially find pothole repair to be the number one priority that they emphasize, because that's one of those constituent services that is immediately benefiting them when they take care of it. I don't know that there is neglect of potholes. I just know that we have a lot of potholes. They cause a lot of damage, and I'm not exactly sure after that what the argument is. There's a lot of information that you present on these points, but I'm not sure I don't think you're drawing a lot of inferences on this. Is the problem that we don't spend enough money on it? See, as soon as you say that that's the problem, then I'm wondering why you've got this whole second point, which seems to suggest, hey, it costs a lot of money to maintain these things. Well, then apparently we're spending a lot of money. Oh, but that's taxes. Oh, well, then I guess we shouldn't be doing that. It's confusing. You basically have simply described an issue that everybody faces, and it is a problem for people, but you're not telling us what we should believe about it or what inference to draw about it. And it felt like it was going in circles at times. So I think that there's an issue here that needs to be clarified, or there's not really an argument here at all. I'm not sure which it is. All right, thank you.